Forecast in the night, 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 feel the vibe. Talking about the world, 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 come alive. Forecast in the night, 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 feel the vibe. Join us on this ride, 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 let's collide. Voices in the air, 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 we're everywhere. Laughing through the truth, 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 if you dare. Voices in the air, 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 we're everywhere. Forecast here for you, you, don't despair. Forecast it for you, don't despair.
We're ready. Welcome back, everybody, to Fortcast. I'm actually just going to move this right here as well.
Okay.
Nah, up here. Which one's better? Up here?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that one's better. First one.
Welcome back, everyone, to Fortcast. Today we are joined by Subhan. Welcome, Subhan. Thank you for joining today.
Thank you for having me.
So we had a little bit of issues with Discord, so we had to resort to Google Meets for this episode. And so yeah, today we're going to talk about, I think I'll let Subhan talk a little bit about himself and what we're going to be talking about today. Subhan, take it away.
Sure. I'm Subhan, first-time guest. Very happy to be here. So we've just been talking about the sort of interesting topics that inspire us as well as keep us entertained. And one of the things that is at the top of everyone's mind these days, is especially with entertainment, is especially about the cancel culture and its impact on people, whether it's earned, whether it's deserved, whether it's overdone. We've also sort of discussed what constitutes cancel culture. I think we should start by discussing that. So what does cancel culture really mean?
So cancel culture is really about, the downfall of you, basically, you know what I mean? Something comes out and your career is basically ruined, you know what I mean? It's happened to a lot of people, and sometimes it's unnecessary, sometimes it is. What do you think, Subhan?
I agree. I'm actually like a pretty, I guess, morbid person, but I do get a weird joy out of seeing really famous people fall. It's like Schadenfreude, or whatever the German word for it is. I mean, not for, obviously, I don't want people to do bad stuff, but I generally just assume that they probably have, and I like seeing like karma rear its head.
Yeah.
So I think that's true for a lot of people. That's why videos and stuff about about people who've been canceled, they get as many views as they do. That's why they write as many articles as they do, because people like that drama aspect of real life.
Yeah, I get that. So there's been a lot of people who have had this cancel culture happen to. Me and Subham have wrote down a list, haven't we?
We have.
And I think the first person we should talk about is Nikocado Avocado.
I'm glad you started with him.
Yeah.
So
Avocado.
yeah, I did some research before this video, and I learned a lot about him. So he started off as a really skinny vegan violinist YouTuber, and if you look at his first few videos, he seems so innocent compared to what he would eventually become. But I feel like fame just destroyed him mentally and physically, and led to his downfall and rise and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So at his peak, Nikocado Avocado was getting millions of views per video. He had dozens of millions of subscribers, multiple channels, and it was basically just a repeat of what he would always do, is just have like a mukbang with a ridiculous amount of food, sometimes with a partner, sometimes just by himself. He also went to the Heart Attack Grill, a place in Las Vegas, which is sort of famous for their like heart-destroying meals. And he started off as someone who was very, very skinny. He hit 300 plus pounds. and I think people built him up because they like seeing him eat. They also like seeing him like transform personality wise. So I think that says a lot about people who watch his videos as well, as much as it does about him.
100%, 100%. Um, I think it's more about it's more about like it's more about what's the best way of doing it, if you get me.
Yeah. Um, I think so. He became famous really when he started doing the mukbang videos, when he started becoming fatter slowly. That's when his channel really took off.
I don't know why I just did that. Yeah. Um, I just never used Google Meet before, so this is why we.
All right. So yeah, so as soon as he started like gaining weight and going down the destructive path, people really started watching his videos, which obviously has to mess with the guy because he was putting in a lot of effort with his violin videos, was trying to teach people the benefits of vegan eating and everything, and then no one really responded to it. And
Yeah.
as soon as he went down the rabbit hole of like mukbang videos, eating to excess, and like being really performative in front of the camera, that's when the views started coming in, and that's when he started making a lot of money. So I think it's definitely taken an emotional toll on him.
Yeah, that's my.
Yeah, it is messed up, but that's basically what happened to him. So I mean, again, at his peak, he was massive, not just physically, but also on YouTube in terms of views and everything else. People obviously made videos about wanting him to get help to lose weight, to get healthier, to be fitter, all that stuff. But you don't. I mean, people. It's a really weird thing because at one end you've got a lot of people, millions of people who are watching his videos who like what he's doing, and then you've got like lots of influencers and content creators who want to help him. But how do you really know if they want to help him or if they're just using him as a topic for discussion or whatever? So I'm sure it would have been really difficult for him to go through all this stuff.
Yeah.
But his place on this list, I think, exists
What the
because
hell? What did I just do?
I don't know if that's AI, but I mean, it's
AI, I have to do a two-parter soon about that. That's such a big thing.
okay. Yeah, so I think he's on this list because he's someone who experienced like a very steep downfall due to his actions, but I don't think his actions are as dark as others on this list. I mean,
Yeah.
Everyone's guilty of indulging a little bit, in food and stuff. He took it a little further than everyone else, but he recorded himself doing it, which is the only reason, people know about him. But I don't think he's like a bad guy. I think the internet can be very destructive for people.
100%. It's just more about like Nick Ocado. There was this guy in Smarty Clan, I had the thing called Sammy. He did like reactions to Nick Ocado Avocado, and he took it a little bit too far. This was one of his reactions. Hang on, let me pull it up.
Yeah.
You keep talking while I'm pulling it up. Like
Sure.
Yeah.
So he's also been involved in a couple of public feuds with other YouTubers. I remember Penguin Zero did a video about him as well. I think it started off with the right intention of wanting to help Nick, but it's difficult. I mean, it's difficult for someone to take criticism publicly and not feel that it's personal, even if someone is trying to help them. So uh, his most recent reason, I guess, for being in the public eye, and this was a few months ago. Nick Ocado actually shed a lot of his weight, and he really slimmed. Yeah, he slimmed down basically. I think more than halved his previous size, which is obviously an incredible achievement.
Somebody said he faked that.
Yeah, I've heard all sorts of stuff about it. I've seen like his most recent video, or at least the one that he released like 3 weeks ago. He was showing off his his folds, his fat folds
Yeah.
that he has now because he's lost all that weight. So it's, I mean, I hope if he's lost weight, he's done it, for I mean, for the right reasons. But I don't think he went through surgery. I think he just did it the hard way, and I respect that. It's not easy to lose weight.
I find the clip. I find the clip here. Look, I'll put it up in this camera. Watch.
Yeah.
I keep watching.
Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new
This
video.
is like 3 years ago or something.
And today I am going to be watching Extreme New Tactics with Fire News.
I don't like watching.
Noodles. Part 2. So let's watch it.
With our LBs.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm the perfect picture of health.
So you know.
Don't freak out.
Did you hear that?
I think he was so easy to make fun of. But I do have like a weird soft spot for him because I've had issues with weight too. I mean, not to his extent, but
Yeah.
I didn't really have people encouraging me either. So like that's why I don't know how much is really his fault, how much is internet encouragement. Because you have to think, I mean, he has a lot of viewers and subscribers. A lot of people are probably very supportive of him, as well as the ones who are like just there to troll him. So it's got to be a bit of a, mind-bending experience.
Yeah, it's more about how can it be done though. How can
Yeah.
you fix that kind of thing?
It's a mentality thing, right? I mean, when you get to that size, you have to cut out the behavior that got you there in the first place. Well, let's see what happens with him. But I think it's a good starting point because this is someone who's, experienced a loss of of viewers, but not for illegal reasons. I mean, there are worse people on this list.
Yeah. 100%, 100%. I just get there is worse people on this list. I
Yeah.
get 100% get you like that because well, for instance, the next person,
Yeah.
Brent Rivera.
Yeah.
Rivera.
So this is someone who initially gained fame on Vine. So what Vine was this like social media platform. That's also where Logan Paul sort of became big, like back in the day. A lot of OG YouTubers sort of use that as a stepping stone, kind of. So I mean, again, he's also one of those guys who became famous for his like comedy sketches and like relatable content and stuff like that. And he was appealing to a young audience back then, an audience that's probably in their 30s plus at this point,
Yeah.
just the way things were going. But he had 20 million subscribers, which is, incredible.
That is a
It really
lot.
is.
Oh.
It is, yeah. So I mean, he ended up facing a lot of accusations of like faking a lot of pranks and stuff like that. Staging videos, which I feel like is true for a lot of people, even if they don't admit it. Like the biggest YouTuber in the world right now is Mr. Beast, and I think since I saw his first video, I had doubts that things weren't staged. I mean, I knew there had to be. You can't really make content, like that large without it having some sort of at least a very rough guideline or something like that. So the whole staging accusations like that's probably legitimate to me because a lot of prank channels on YouTube were faked because I guess they had to be. You have to get the right shot, the right reaction. You have to make sure the person you're pranking doesn't overreact, and like especially if it's in America, the guy could just pull out a gun or something.
Yeah.
You have to be extra careful. The fact that I haven't heard about more YouTubers being shot doing like a prank video just makes me think a lot of it has to be staged.
100%. Like there's some odd ones, but like going up and to like a gang or something, like I nobody would do that.
No one could do it twice. You do it once, you're basically you're finished. There was even this guy Vlad TV. I think he also did a prank show, like a prank guy. He also did prank videos and stuff on YouTube back then. He was also one of those people who was accused of faking his videos, and he's admitted to it. Because for those kind of pranks, I guess you need actors basically. You need like you have a certain reaction in mind that you want to like send out, and you can't really expect the average person to react the right way. Plus, you also need to get their consent, right? If you're gonna basically if you're gonna put it out on the internet, you need their consent to be in the video.
Yeah,
And that's gonna be tricky if the person's upset with you.
yeah. But I don't. I think that Brent Riveria doesn't have as much context. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think the
Well,
next one though, SSS Sniper Wolf. Now,
yeah.
the SS Sniper Wolf was a big person with reactions and everything like that, right? And she doxed someone.
Oof. I only know about her because I think she's good looking, which is not the nicest thing to say, but that's the truth. I thought she was, easy on the eyes. That's why I've seen a couple of her videos. If she was not I don't know, if it was a dude doing it, I would have a different reaction. I think
Yeah,
that's why she also got a lot of like benefit of doubt, really, because people are nicer to attractive people. Like, they're more forgiving.
yeah. Jack Films was who she doxed.
Oh, do feel for them. I mean, doxing people, especially in this day and age, especially if you swat them or something, that's just dangerous. There are all sorts of crazy people on the internet, especially if you're like a creator yourself. You probably have a bunch of crazy fans out there, and the last thing you need to do is give them a target.
Yeah, but the thing is, the reason that she doxed Jack Films because he said that she was stealing content.
That seems like a very disproportionate response, though, to basically like harm a person's life, essentially. Because
Yeah,
doxing could have very serious consequences.
her last video got 302,000 views in 23 hours.
It's not bad, honestly. I mean, depending on what she was used to, but that's not bad for the vast majority of YouTubers. Those are actually fantastic results. But mm,
And all she's doing is reacting to some videos. Like, she's not really. Like, all she's doing is reacting.
I actually I weirdly like reaction videos. I spend a lot of time watching them. It's really comforting. It's like background noise. I just put it on in the back and I go on with my life.
Yeah.
But she's good looking. I just to bring that back up. I think that's why the reaction to her has been a little less harsh. But at her peak, she had over 30 million subscribers,
Yeah.
which is, making her one of the platform's most subscribed female creators.
And now one of the biggest controversial figures, Shane Dawson.
Wow. So,
Shane Dawson is one of those that cancel culture really talks about, isn't it? We had him go crazy. Now, I'll let Subhan do a part of this, and then I'll talk about the whole cat situation. You know what I mean?
sure.
So,
I'll just give like an intro to him. So Shane Dawson was, I think, one of the OG YouTubers, one of the first people on the platform. He started off making skits and sketches, which he probably would not be able to put on the platform in this day and age. A lot of racy stuff. But he got. I think he was one of the first to get to like 1 million subscribers. One of the really early people to get there, back when PewDiePie and everyone was like starting out. So he has a long history, with YouTube. He became famous on the platform, and because he's basically been there since forever, he's had his share of controversies. So let's start with some of them.
so yeah, he had a feud with Jeffree Star, right?
He did. So with Jeffree Star, he became friends with Jeffree Star after he reinvented himself for like the upteenth time. He'd been canceled multiple times before that, but in one of his last rises, he basically started doing long form documentary videos, and he'd always pick these like really really good subjects. Like he did an entire series, I think like 5 videos or something, with Jake Paul, And he did the same thing with Jeffree Star, where he looked at his history, his background, what the kind of businesses Jeffree Star is into. And then Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson got into the makeup business. And Shane Dawson created a palette because Jeffrey told him that he could make 10 plus million from selling it just because of his own brand name. So the last big controversy was basically when sort of Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, and I think another makeup influencer, when they tried to throw James Charles under the bus, and he sort of came out with receipts. They sort of ended up dragging up things from Shane's past and all of the old controversies, things that people had even forgotten about. They came back and they sort of took him down.
And one of those things was a clip surfacing from a podcast that he did, right?
Yep.
About doing something with his cat.
Allegedly, I have to say allegedly doing something with his cat. That's one of the most disturbing things. I mean, that's, I think, one of the things that took him out was because people love animals and not in that way. So, I mean, Shane had like 20 odd million subscribers. He has multiple channels. He was well liked. I mean, he had his niche, but he was well liked. All of his videos did really well. This happened and he stopped posting completely because I think every comment in all of his videos would have just basically bashed him. So
I
he
find
just stopped posting.
his last video got 2.8 million views 3 months ago, and you know how big he was. Let me see. So
Yeah.
he used to get about 41 million. So you
Yeah.
can see how far he came down. And it's crazy to think the last video he uploaded was how AI is going to end the world. Find that funny?
So before he started doing documentaries, he started doing these conspiracy videos, conspiracy theories and stuff, and those were long form videos that did pretty well. So then that's led him to transition to documentaries, which were also like 40, 50 minutes per video, and those did really well. So I mean, to Shane's credit, he's always able to reinvent himself. He is really, really good at that. He can track a trend, and he can change his content to match it. But I think just the collective controversies and the fact that he's also older now, he's also had success. I don't think he has that same hunger.
No.
Like the hunger you have when you're just starting out, when you have something to prove. That's there. But like if you've been there, you've done it all, you have like all the trophies, you made the money, you lose that. I think that's why he's not really fighting as hard to like come back, because maybe he doesn't really want to.
All right, the next one. Morgs.
Morgs, yes. So I think you might know more about him than I do.
So I'm pretty sure Morgs was always doing these clickbait things. Well, it wasn't really cancelled necessarily, but kinda, right? So he was doing these videos, these, overreacting scripted videos, for kids and all, right?
Yeah.
Then he was like, oh, he's gonna stop doing that and like that's normal and no stupidness and like, there's even cursing in his videos and all now, you know what I mean? But then that
Yeah.
made him down spiral, right? To where he's retired now.
So
His
the little
last video was 1 year ago.
wow.
So he probably and that got 237,000 views. And his original ones, let's see, one of his original ones would have got about 6.8 million.
Wow. Wow.
So, but I do
yeah.
think he has quit the internet anyway because it's been 1 year, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I don't think, well, he's got millions anyway, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So I mean, the little I knew about him was that he started off as a kid and he got really big when he was younger, but he also got bullied quite a bit, and that led him to like sort of falling out of love with it. But it's not that big of a deal because he made money. He didn't really have to work a 9 to 5. He didn't really have to do anything. He could just relax, which is a gift very few people actually have. Like most people don't have that, luxury of having made their money as a child. So good for him, I guess. I hope he's happy.
Yeah.
I think clickbait isn't like, again, the worst thing a person can do. It's content at the end of the day. It's no like it's not hurting anyone.
Yeah, and the next one is Dr. Disrespect. You can take this one away because I did the last one.
Okay. So he gained his popularity for a lot of like, I guess, shooting games like Call of Duty and stuff like that. He became big on Twitch and sort of transitioned that I think to YouTube at some point. I know he was permanently banned from Twitch for like some reasons, but they weren't really publicly disclosed for a while. And he eventually came onto YouTube. He's got a decent audience now. I'm a little lost on what exactly, like, why he was properly banned. I know there've been accusations about him, but it seems like the kind of allegation I don't want to say out loud just in case it's, you know, not true.
I think wasn't it not confirmed true?
I'm not 100% sure if it was. That's why like, I have some doubt in my mind.
I might as well ask ChatGPT, am I right?
Yeah.
Well, keep chatting while I do this.
Okay. Again, yeah, Dr. Disrespect isn't really my thing. I'm not really into a lot of the games he plays. Like Call of Duty is a good game. It's just not really my wheelhouse. He does have like a certain look though,
Yeah.
with like an aviator mustache and weird
Oh, yeah.
glasses.
Yes, the rumors regarding Dr. Disrespect and inappropriate communications with were confirmed. In June 2024, former Twitch employees revealed that his 2020 ban from his platform was due to explicit messages sent to
Okay. So, so there's certain things I just don't want to say unless it's like it's known for certain because you can't walk it back.
Yeah, but
Like
this is known for certain though.
yeah, well, because that's a serious one. I mean, I think that's a serious, very serious thing.
Yeah, that
You
big one. The people that can't tell by that
yeah,
are the ones who
deserve it, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, see, at that level, like, surely that's a legal thing, right? Like, shouldn't there be like a legal repercussion for that?
I think
I don't know.
he was in court.
Yeah, but court's not jail, right? Like, he's out of. I'm sure he's out of court by
He
now.
can
But
pay. He has money though. He has money, so he can easily
yeah,
as well.
that's just like the sad part of life. Like wherever you are in the world, basically, it's about money and connections, and that'll get you off.
Uh-huh.
Just the sad state of the world. But
The next one is Colleen Ballinger. I don't know a lot about her, but you might.
um, yeah. Well, again, not really. I mostly learned about her after her controversies happened, because she became a meme. So she was also accused of inappropriate behavior, including sending lingerie to a fan yeah, as a joke. But a lot of her fans are underage, so I'm not sure what kind of joke that would be. It's one of those things where you have to be really, really careful, especially if you have a very young audience. You can't like play around with them. She had over 8 million subscribers on her Miranda Sink channel. So that's I mean, she was a big star, but again, had a very, very young audience.
And then
Yeah,
her
sorry.
apology video was just
It was super cringe, but that's sort of, it became like a meme because she was just playing the guitar, singing, and that's seemed louder than any guilty verdict I could hear in court, I think.
yeah. So we don't. There's not a lot more about her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The video and all right. The next one is Jake Paul.
Oh. So Jake Paul, the younger Paul brother. Honestly, could have put his brother on the list too. Jake also gained popularity on Vine back in 2013. So he's sort of known for his vlogs, pranks, and stuff like that. He became pretty famous at a very young age, internet famous anyway. He was able to get a role on a Disney Channel show as well, and eventually came onto YouTube. Has over 10 million subscribers. He's had controversy after controversy after controversy, but the guy seems like a Teflon Don because whenever something bad happens, he's always able to pivot to something else. He's had like public nuisance allegations for stunts he's done in his own old house in Los Angeles. He's been charged with trespassing, unlawful assembly. Uh, but he's basically reinvented himself as a boxer now.
Yeah.
That's what he's most well known for. He fought Deji, who's KSI's brother. He's fought Mike Tyson most recently. Actually beat Mike Tyson, which is,
All the elderly people.
yeah, he's picking his targets, right? but that's really like the bragging rights for that. Like he can actually go out and he's one of the few people who can actually say he beat Mike Tyson in a boxing match.
I know, but look how old Mike Tyson is.
Yeah, that's true, but he technically did beat Mike Tyson in a boxing ring in a match that was watched by millions around the world.
It was definitely rigged then.
Sorry?
It was rigged.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, why would Mike Tyson want to do that? Why would he take a
Money.
like a dive? Money, yeah, sure. That seems like the reason to do anything. But it's really sad to think about.
Yeah.
So the Paul brothers are also the ones who produce the Hawk to Our podcast.
Oh yeah.
Talk to Our. So yeah, I mean, he's a good businessman. Like he's been in the limelight for like well over a decade at this point. He's made his money. He's done basically whatever he's wanted to do. He's got into trouble, but he's also been able to get out of trouble. He's accomplished a lot of stuff like not knocking out Mike Tyson, but beating him in a fight, like bragging rights for life. And yeah.
What about Jack Doherty?
Oh God, he is just super unlikable. I remember seeing those shorts of him with that bodyguard of his. He would just go antagonize people, and he was a child back then, but even then, I think if an adult attacked a child, Jack Doherty, I wouldn't even feel bad. I just let it happen.
He even crashed his McLaren with his friend in it and didn't even care about his friend, just cared about his car.
Oh yeah. See, the thing is, when someone is that awful as a child, they won't get better as an adult. So
Money
the
changes
fact,
people.
yeah, so money usually corrupts people anyway, but he's already corrupted. Like it wasn't like he was a nice kid who became corrupted with money. He was always like a pain. He was always he's just a bad kid who's become a bad man now.
He should be in prison.
He should be in prison. Honestly, he should be in prison, and he should have gotten into more fights than he's gotten into by now. But to his credit, he's able to monetize his behavior, which is shocking. But good for him, I guess.
Didn't he not bully Gora?
He bullies a lot. The thing is, he's not massive. He's not a massive guy. Like he has that attitude of someone who's like 6'5", but he's a small dude who's not particularly strong. But he is a bully. He has that personality type.
Did he not bully Gorlock?
I think he did. He's done. He is a bully in general, so I wouldn't be surprised.
The next one then is that vegan teacher. She was destroyed by Gordon Ramsay.
She did, yeah. So she was pretty famous on TikTok. Had like 1.7 million followers on TikTok. But she was also super aggressive with her vegan promotion and stuff like that. And I guess people just didn't like it in general. And for whatever
people
reason.
the thing is, if people want to eat meat, let them eat meat. If they don't, they don't. You know what I mean? It's your decision.
Yeah.
You don't force people on it. You know what I mean?
I think she lost a lot of support when she she just became very passive aggressive and then aggressive.
And she was also caught eating a burger.
I didn't know about that one. I actually didn't know she. I know she got into like a social media war with Gordon Ramsay, and that didn't work out for her either. Maybe she was just eating out of depression or something. Just needed that
depression, eating the thing that she kept going, I'm a vegan teacher. And her song.
maybe she just needed a bit of protein or something, and it's the quickest way to get it was a cheeseburger.
Yeah. And then the next one is Dream.
Wow. Okay. Trying to see what I have up on Dream. So I wasn't really ever big into Minecraft, like
Yeah, what about this?
Destiny as well. Yeah. Again, I have some stuff on him. One second, just getting to the page. So I've seen some of Destiny's stuff. Never massively into him.
Yeah, Dream is just crazy though with the face reveal and talking to you just like this or Dr. Disrespect.
I think a lot of old YouTubers are friends, and they probably have a difficult time separating from one another. Accusations and stuff aside, there is a bit of a club of OG or like older YouTubers who've probably been around for a long time, who've gotten to know each other, who have a kinship. It's not really that surprising. You see it in sports as well. Athletes, even if they're in different teams, they become friends and they're more sympathetic to one another.
100%.
So what was the deal with Destiny though? Because I mean, he was big on Twitch. Yeah, he was big on Twitch,
Yeah,
but
he got leaked.
did he?
Yeah.
Damn.
Right, we'll just move on for that because it's just a wee bit weird. What about Cinebar 08?
One sec.
Cinebar.
Yeah. I don't really have anything on them.
So Cinebar has 10 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, or not 08, 03. No, she has 500,000. Wait, I just realized something.
Yeah.
She just deleted all her videos.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
So 507,000 things. She was caught out from text. So there's a lot of drama. Brett, this is for Brett Gaming. Oh yeah, but there's been a lot of drama surrounding Cinebar, right? I didn't know. Brett told me, one of my friends. So Cinebar was this person who created, what do you call it? Art, but animation. And
Okay.
she was caught out for texting and sending pictures to. That was the first thing, right? Then
Yep.
she was stalking her roommate who left, and then she killed his cat.
Oh God. Okay.
She was insane. The downfall of her is crazy. And she came out saying, if anybody does anything, I'll kill you.
She sounds unhinged.
Honestly, I know her, like them videos were literally up last month, so she's deleted, and she had about 200 videos.
Wow.
So they're all gone. I just can't believe that.
So the weird thing is how many of these creators actively target the really young fan base? Like it should be surprising. Unfortunately, it isn't. But like, I think a decent proportion of the people who've been canceled have been canceled for like going after or inappropriately messaging people they shouldn't be messaging, which is a really easy thing to avoid.
Yeah. So the next person is Leafy is here.
Yep.
I don't know a lot about him, but didn't he not do some prank videos or something? I don't know how did he get exposed?
Well, he had 4 million subscribers on his channel. So the controversies he has, basically, he's been accused of cyberbullying and harassment due to his content targeting individuals. So his YouTube account was terminated in 2020 for repeated violations of the platform's harassment policies. That's the extent of what's showing up over here. It's
And he
been
said he was
quite.
arrested and sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Ooh,
Oh.
he's
So the next
29
one,
right now.
oh, this next one, it might be one of the biggest. EDP 445 Cupcake.
Oh,
Man.
wow. I've seen some of his videos basically. So Sunny V2 is a creator who makes a lot of videos about people, well, other influencers' downfalls. And I'm pretty sure there's a video on him because there's definitely videos on Nikocado Avocado and a bunch of people on our list. Um, so yeah, from what I remember about him, like he was really big for his like unfiltered and passionate rants and stuff like that about the NFL, so American football. He had a little over 2 million subscribers on YouTube,
Yep.
but his channel was terminated in 2021, and he had some allegations of inappropriate conduct against him.
Yeah. And also he was caught out for getting a cupcake, he said. And he's back on YouTube now. Did you know that?
I think he's tried to come back many times, just like with different names and stuff.
No, but he's
Uh,
back permanently now. He's got about 500,000 subscribers.
That's sort of sad.
I think I don't know if I had the thing, but I did see him on one of my alts. Let me just see really quick. And I saw just to remember the name. Let me see. How do you check your subscriptions real quick?
On what?
On like YouTube. Oh,
No.
subscription. There we go. Maybe he was banned again.
Well, he has 15,000 followers of his subreddit, so that's like still a pretty big deal. But yeah, his YouTube channel was finally terminated again.
Yeah.
So I mean, his Reddit page is basically full of. I don't know if they're fans of his or not because they're roasting him quite a bit. But basically, it's ridiculous how he's aged so much in such a short period of time. I feel like he's had a rough couple of years. So, what is the cupcake situation? I feel like there's more to that than.
Yeah, he was going to meet
Okay, okay.
Oh, we have 15 minutes, so we have enough time anyway to get these last two, don't we?
Yeah, yep.
All
Yep,
right.
yep,
So the next one is Lanky Box.
yep.
Do you know much
So
about Lanky Box?
I did some research on them because I hadn't really seen their stuff. So they have about 20 million subscribers on the platform. They've had a couple of different controversies against them, like stealing thumbnails and video titles from other creators, which is like a fairly common accusation amongst like top tier YouTubers. It's like basically there's a bit of theft that happens. They've also been accused of breaking YouTube's terms of services. So
Who
I
are
didn't
they? Like,
find.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, I haven't either, but 20 million. So there are a lot of people on the platform who have like a ton of subscribers who are like pretty niche. But these guys do like, comedic content, like parodies, animations and stuff, and reaction videos and stuff like that.
Wait, he has
So
41 million subscribers,
that's pretty solid.
but he only gets 20 views per video.
That
What?
that doesn't, yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
Bro, deaf forgot like bots to sub.
Yeah, 41 million followers. Lanky Box, they're, I guess, branding themselves as musical artists now. But 41 million is a ridiculous figure.
What did you click on?
Just their homepage. I opened up. Yeah, so the last video. Oh wow, they're posting a lot. So the last video 4 hours ago has 37,000 views.
Oh,
The one 6 hours ago has 30,000. The one a day ago has 200,000. 2 days ago has 239,000. So that's not a lot of views
why they
considering
post
the number of.
so much?
They're posting a lot, but they're posting like reaction videos, songs, animations.
Wait, what video did you click on? I heard a noise. Like, was that the Lanky Box
Mhm.
playing Garton?
Yeah, yeah, it's the home one. Like when you, as soon as I opened the channel, it was the first video that just randomly started playing. So I had to
That was
quickly
3 weeks
switch.
ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
See, it seems like it's like content for like kids.
It is, but the kids aren't watching it either because they have a lot of subscribers and not that many views.
What were they cancelled for?
Don't know why. I don't like their content, but I don't think that's the reason to cancel them.
Yeah. All right. The
Figure out what they
final
did.
one is the Manny Show. Oh my God! What do we think?
Um, so I've seen some of his stuff. Um, what was his like? I think you know more about this guy than I do. So
So the Manny Show has 14.6 million subscribers. Like he gets views from shorts. Like look, 558,000, 966,000. So he does them daily, and he gets a lot of views. But the controversy around him was that he was copying other YouTubers and just remixing, being like, it's not really creative, is it?
oh,
Like you're
yeah,
just
it's not.
copying somebody and just reposting it just in your style. It's stupid. And he's getting mad ridiculous views, like 334, 719,000. And then he was cancelled for coming out and doxing someone.
I'm looking at his channel right now. The last year hasn't been great for him because he has, like you said, 14 million subscribers, but he hasn't broken a million on any video.
Oh, I see.
Uh,
What, you're 2.6 million.
which one?
Keep going down. 1.4 million, 1.5 million. When were these?
Yeah, over a year ago.
20th of February 2025.
I'm at the Manny Show. The
Yeah, you just keep going down. You see the pizza short.
well, I'm not looking at shorts. I was looking at the full video. Just wondering, oh god, because the full videos aren't doing that well. But he's just using shorts now, I guess.
Yeah, like 2 million views and everything.
That's pretty decent.
And they're only like 10 seconds. So he's getting mad
Yeah.
ridiculous money. So I think that does us for today. But everyone wants to ask, obviously, will you come back for another one, Subhan, at some point?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I had fun.
Yeah, it was like, but guys, there is the topic we will have to talk about soon. I think Subhan knows what that is.
I do, yeah.
Give a teaser to it, not revealing it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's gonna take my job fairly soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, Subhan, thank you so much for taking part in this Fortcast. It was great having you on.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun.
Yep, and I hope to see you back again.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching Forecast. Bye-bye.
Next time on Fortcast Season 4.